What's up, Digidestins? This is Kyle D, better known as Ridemyavatar, and today we are going to be going over the Market Watch. None other than you gotta love the Market Watch, since we have Next Adventure has finally dropped and these prices are looking good. Pick up your cards now. I think they are very perfectly balanced in price, so let's dive into the market. So let's dive into this. So we have Susano alternate arts around 50 bucks. It's a 2 of in some decks, and most decks don't even play it, so I kind of understand why he's not holding a higher value like 70 bucks on release. It tanked pretty quickly, and we'll see it at that way. Lucimon Chaos Mole alternate art is about 56 bucks. I think it's going to keep going down, and we're going to see both of these just very cheap alternate art secrets. And if you held out, I feel grateful for you guys. You did the smart thing. Anybody else that bought early, you might be losing out like $6 or so, but if you bought when they first were cycling through, I feel bad for you because they aren't holding the value. I get that you wanted them quickly, but you got to realize cards do drop pretty quickly in this game. This game has an overabundance of product and always has multiple printings, so you have to keep that in mind. We have Emperor Greymon alternate art is about 26 bucks. Magna Guilemon about 24. I think 24 is about acceptable. It was around the 28 mark, so that's not a bad deal. We have Sunsuriman around 24. Dorumon is about $26, about 27. Lucimon is about 20 bucks. Doragoromon is about $18. Oof, like crazy cheaps. That's showing off. Sunsuriman alternate art is about 15. You have Flamemon about 15. Cherubimon's about 16. I mean, they're in the 15 range. Dark Knightmon about $12 for its alternate art. Kazuchimon alternate art is about $12. Lopmon's about 10. Zoe's about 7, which is probably the higher chased of all the tamers next to Tommy. So both of them are very highly sought after. Guilemon about $5. I kind of expected this because they don't really see much competitive play. Even in future sets, they might start seeing some sort of play. Just keep that in mind. Betamon alternate art is about $8.65. Ridemyavatar is about $5. Takuya is about $4. We're just gonna let's take a even look. Once it hits about $1, we're gonna stop. Magna Guilemon tapping out. Emperor Greymon about $5. Magna Guilemon about $2. Kazuchimon being that dead last card about 95 cents. Tommy is about 70 cents. Ibuwamon is about 50 cents. Duragoromon about 75 cents. My heart hurts. Bokemon's about 70 cents. Rest of the tamers are just dirt cheap, boys and girls, and I'm not joking. This is dirt cheap. Yep, and that's all I wanted to see. But let's go over into the Europe side, which you can get shipped to the United States. Just keep that in mind. It'll cost you a little extra, but if they're a little bit cheaper, sometimes it's good to grab it. Nope. Duragoromon about 36. The Next Adventure Emperor 36. Sunsuriman about 38. 30s for Cherubimon alternate art. Dark Knightmon 29. Oof. Europe side is expensive, and I feel bad for them because a lot of their cards do not hold this monetary value, and they should reflect to our side pretty quickly. But yeah, we're taking a quick look here. I think they're still in pre-release mode a bit. Yeah. Duragoromon, Emperor Greymon, about $2 on this side paired to the $5 on our side, so you can always grab it from that end if you got a bunch of cards. Kazuchimon, this Magna Guilemon, Ibuwamon, Ridemyavatar, Guilemon about $1, and Dark Knightmon about $2. I mean, Cherubimon's about $2. Metal Greymon about $1.30. Then we have Sistermon, Seal Awaken $1. Now you're getting into the tamers, dollars, cheap. That's about all I'm seeing. I'm seeing cheap. Now, so that covers our next adventure journey. We'll go diving into more cards once it starts seeing more fluctuations by next Friday, but we'll just keep it a look. So we have Guilemon Promo. So this card spiked out of nowhere. I mean, seriously, this card was about a $2, $3 card. Now he's about $8. So the recent buyout, I'm guessing, and I'm going to be quite honest with you, relates to the fact that we have a red-green hybrid list and people are starting to tech this Guilemon in the mass quantities. So keep that in mind, that you might have some benefit pulling some Guilemons. Guilemon Promo is a really good card because when attacking, draw 1. So if he survives, which is highly likely in this format because now we're hitting into Tamers more often, so he has, the longer he stays on the board and swings in for that extra draw, you're going to be getting some decent advantage. So keep that in mind. Let's take a look in Japanese market. About the same price. They have a lower quantity stock that will sell out soon, so just keep that in mind. Another major buyout was Analog Youth alternate art over the last couple days. I draw to okay. I mean, I was not expecting this massive buyout, to be honest with you. This was out of left field, but I kind of see what happened was we're getting closer to the release of our BT7. Everybody wants this because this card actually is very techable in the Ancient Greymon lists and the other lists that might benefit from it, like the Machine Dramons. They're actually doing pretty well with it. A few other decks like the D Brigade deck like this card, so just keep that in mind that people are really loving Analog Youth here, and about $100 is not bad. And I think that if you have it, just sell it outright, get your money's worth, because when people start cracking open Classic Collection now, because they're getting cheaper and cheaper, you're going to see this start influxing into the market and mass quantities. So keep that in mind. And in the Europe side, they have only a few copies, but they're in the $80 range. They're a little bit cheaper if you can wait for it to come in. Now we have Ancient Greymon. This is just regular art Ancient Greymon because, God, this card beat me to a punch a long time ago. I wasn't paying attention to him. I kept him so under my radar, and I feel bad because I should have told you to start picking him up earlier when he was in the $25 range. But I mean, now he's about $46, so I hope for the best for everybody. It's going to be a hard card to get your hands on. And even in Europe side, he tanks out. Only a few extra copies left, so just keep that in mind. Now we do have Machine Dramon alternate art. I want to talk about him. Yes, I am bouncing around, but it's kind of fun to do so. He's starting to tank faster and faster. I won't be surprised if this card hits $20 and stays at 20. I don't think a lot of people are estimating him strongly, and that's going to take time for him to get some decent waves of support that might help him out. He's just a little slower than most decks, and giving a lot of decks too much memory really does hurt long game. So even in the Europe side has him a little more expensive. Yes, I know Card Trader is quite expensive, but I figure at least the European side should see their cards. Now we have Sunsuriman. This promo card has been just flying off shelves. If you have foils, move them now. I am warning you now because I have a feeling this is a ticking time bomb and you're going to see a reprint soon, or he's just going to stop being seen played in the black decks, especially when we get to BT9. That Alphamon list, and even in the Dex list, Sunsuriman is just not enough to fit into the list. Yes, he's a great card right now, but he'll probably be slightly removed soon. So keep that in mind, that he's not going to hold this price forever, but move him out now and make your money. Sunsuriman in the Europe side market, he's only got a couple copies left, and then he disappears off the market forever. Now we have Magna Angelmon alternate art. I'm trying to have you guys pick him up as soon as possible. I recommend getting your playset now and holding on to him. He is seen play in those trial decks in BT8. If you don't have those cards, you're going to be really struggling, and you're going to be upset when time rolls around and you're like, well, I need Magna Angelmons for these Magnanimon trial decks. Well, and you want to max rarity them, pick them up now, because if you don't, You're going to be upset when these cards spike to $30 again and just hold there because the quantity is starting to move out and out. It's just a ticking time bomb. So I recommend getting your Magna Angelmons now. Magna Angelmon in the Europe market is about $50. I won't be surprised if they match one day. Shine Greymon alternate art is about $30. Not a terrible thing. But it's just a ticking time bomb before he just reaches $40. And he's just been slowly climbing up. And he's gonna get better, especially if yellow tops any of the Digifest and mass quantities. I'm gonna tell you this now. You're gonna see a massive buyout in the Shine Greymon alternate art department. This is a ticking time bomb. I recommend getting your cards and holding on to them. I have Shine Greymon here. He's bought out. Basically, there's not much left for that. This card here is another card I want to talk about. This card sees small amount of play in the BT 8 set. He sees play in the Black War Greymon list. He's either 2 to 4, anywhere in those sequential numbers. He's a quite beneficial card. Being able to give us piercing, especially when we restand and stuff like that, means if they block or we attack, this allows for the Black War Greymon to swing in multiple times into Digimon and hopefully clear out stuff. Just keep in mind that you might want to pick up him sooner than later. If you miss out on him, you're going to be quite upset. Now we have Metal Greymon in Japan, in a classic collection, alternate art. Not bad. It's not too bad. Nidhogg threw me off. This card has been just slowly declining, and now he's around $10 range. I'm not surprised. This is a really good card that will be moved to the side deck, or he's still main deck tech ability, but keep that in mind. He's gonna fluctuate in and out for a while because he's not good against tamers, because he can't rewind the tamers. But looking at all this fun stuff, then we have Mekumon. This is the revision pack one. It's about $3. I get that they had to change up its wording, so if you have 3 or fewer security, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4,000 DP. So it fixed up the wording and issue it had, and it's quite expensive to have the correct wording, so keep that in mind. So then here's Dark Nightmon. This card is going to be a ticking time bomb, because once they give us his other form, his evolved form, that gives, even in Skull Nightmon and Deadly Axemon, gives their ability to the level 6. I'm going to say this right now, this card will spike. Pick up your copies now. Clear out what you have to. Get them now. And sit on them, especially since we have BT 10, I think it is announced to be a fusion set. So we're going to get Shoutmon stuff. And he was one of the big bads of fusion. So his mega. So just keep that in mind. You're going to want to play smart and get cards you need. I think this is what's going to probably be like what fusion is going to be about. So when this Digimon, like, either it's going to be able to play the smaller versions underneath the stacks, which I would be quite fine with, because if they can just do smaller Jogresses, that would be very interesting to see what they do with that. Let's even into Japan. He's in the Europe market, he's quite expensive. Davis is around the $12 mark. He's been fluctuating in and out. He's gonna just stay like this. I don't see him going down anywhere much further than where he's at until they reprint him with a foil art or something like that. And even in the Europe side, he's almost bought out. So let's talk about Great Legends pre-release cards. Kendo Garurumon sitting at $22. Bushy Agumons are about 7s. We have Commandramon at 5, Songbird-mons 10s, Lalamons at $4, Anubismons $4, Burning Greymon $9, Air of the Dragons $5, Lobomon is about $6.29, Darktramon's about $7.50. He's starting to climb up again. Cerberus Werewolf Mode is about $10.10. Burning Ray, Blinding Ray is about $15. He's slowly buying out. Koramon's about $3. Agunimon is about $3.59. Xenomon is about $4. Tactical Retreat, $3.45. $2.63 for that Trident Revolver. And then we're just gonna keep going down and down and down. Yeah, there's nothing really else to talk about. Nothing really got bought out. So let's move on to we do this in order. We're gonna go into Battle Omni. Black War Growlmon's about $8. Shikuyamon's about 18. Just wait for the thing to hit in market. This will start going down. Mega Fusion, I can't believe this thing is even holding value at the moment. This thing should be like $1. Infermon's about 15. This thing comes and goes. It's just still bought out. Omni Shoutmon's about $10. Pick this up because if the Omni Shoutmon is it's tough to say because I don't know if they're gonna make more Omni Shoutmons that'll invalidate this one, or it'll keep this one valid. I mean, the Shoutmon line still values this card a lot, so we could definitely see that coming forwards. Yokomon is about $4.41. I'm just trying to see if Argomon is floating about, or is he completely bought out? Let's see. Argomon. Metal Greymon Alterius mode. Pick this up. I'm recommending this because he's going to be valuable. And pick this up too. This Greymon here, he's going to be valuable in BT8. That Black War Greymon is going to use these cards extensively. Out of that, there's nothing really crazy going on here. I know there's the Argomon. Where is it? All deletes, not expensive. Okay. Argomon from the pre-release cards, not too bad. About $2.99. It's not terrible. And then Earthshaker Shooting Starmon was Waslin. Nothing too crazy here. Let's move on to our good friends of Double Diamond, and then we'll go right into Next Adventures pre-release. So Flamemon is about $25. Savior Hawkmon 20. Howling Memories 24. They are holding the line. Everything else kind of just teeters off and drops lower and lower. Izzy Joe 11s. We got Wyvern's Breast $7. Ty about $7. He's starting to see some climb, as I mentioned before. He probably will. Then Manoa is actually coming back down from that massive buyout a while ago. So good to see she's coming into the fold. Sora Mimi about $2. I don't see anything more crazy expensive. Where is the TK Kyrie's about $19. Yeah, that's expected. But out of that, that's pretty solid. Now let's talk about it. Oh my goodness. This will start flooding in more and more over the next couple days. Just expect this to start flooding in. Beetlemon should not be for $40. I mean, quite honest with you, a lot of people trying to make a quick buck off of this. I cannot express. Really, a $20 one hit the market? Okay. So I wish I was paying attention earlier and picked him up when I could. This would have been just a nice grab of everything and just bought it all out. But now $40 is where he's trying to sit at, and people are ridiculous. They're trying to make money. Give it time. It'll load the market up soon. And I think $20 is quite okay-ish. I think $15 would be the better price, but I don't justify $40 for that card. I don't justify. I justify 20 ranges. I just don't justify this. Rhino is about $17.48. $9 for Ancient. Zoe pre-release 6. Dead or Alive 6. See, Reasonable Existence Nidhogg is about 19. Pride Memory Boost. If you're a D Brigade player, pick this up, especially if you want to max rarity of that thing. Skull Nightmon, definitely pick this up because, as I mentioned earlier, there's his Bagramon. Bagramon is going to be quite interesting, especially depending on what they do for that set. It's probably where we're going to get Bagramon, and he's going to get bought out pretty quickly. So make sure you have your play set if you plan on playing Bagramon, that deck, when it comes out. So keep that in mind. Outside of that, nothing really too expensive out through that. So guys, what do you think of the Market Watch? Let me know down in the comments, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.